Wow. This Shalom Shalom family, this is intense. Okay, this is a little intense. We are going to actually read a few articles because this storm is crazy.
Yeah.
But, hopefully everybody's safe if you're in Florida, if you're near the Gulf Coast of Mexico, if you are in those areas.
Yeah, this is woo,
That's
category 1 to
intense.
category 5.
Yeah.
That's that's the most high.
Yeah, that's no joke.
No joke.
That is no joke at all. And it really shows you the times we're in. If anybody's like, we're not in the last days, everything's fine, America's just floating as usual. This is not as usual when they
Yeah.
tell you. But I know we have folks that come and they're like, well, you can't watch the news. Well, ma'am, sir, if you don't watch the news, you wouldn't know that this is the worst storm to hit planet Earth this year.
It's bad, y'all. It's bad. Like, man, if your eyes not open now, as we keep saying, I don't know what to tell you because it's not just it is just Florida for right now. This is the big news, but it's still gonna keep hitting. These hurricanes is not gonna stop. From the research that we seen and stuff, it's like, wow, this is different. This is different and this is serious. So I hope everyone is like really paying attention and really being wise and trying to like really get out of there. Because the stuff that we hear is like, wow, okay, people's really saying this is like it's about to get bad.
Yeah, I mean, we can just read this article. It's from the New York Times by Judson Jones. He is a meteorologist and reporter. Y'all, this is so bad. We're just going to read the article so that you guys have the information you need, whether you're in Florida, whether you're in the Gulf of Mexico, you're in Mexico, wherever you are. Meteorologists were glued to their computers on Monday morning, watching virtual data as the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter airplane made pass after pass through the eye of Hurricane Milton. Every time it did, it found the storm's pressure had dropped and the eye wall wind speeds had increased, indicating that it was becoming more intense by the minute. The hurricane went from a category 1 storm at midnight to a category 5 hurricane by noon. And it didn't stop there. Can we just pause there? When I first read that sentence, I'm like slowing down in my mind because I like to understand and meditate on things. From midnight, we were at category 1, which is like heavy rains, doesn't make a lot of changes, all the way to category 5 by noon, 12 hours
Mm.
later. That is massive. That is otherworldly. That is the judgment of Yah. We've been saying this since 2019, and it's like, what more has to happen before people can really see the
Yeah,
writing on the wall that the Most High is not happy with America?
it's
He
yeah,
has never been happy with America, to be quite honest. He's not like looking down heaven like, oh, yeah, the good old Uncle Sam.
yeah. It seems like it's gonna get worse. Um, yeah,
Black Rose said it's going to hit my area as a category 3 or 2. Stay safe, fam. Definitely. Then, as we continue on this article, by 8 p.m. on Monday, the storm's maximum sustained wind speeds had increased to 180 miles per hour, making Milton one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes ever, period. Based on wind speed, it joined a handful of other hurricanes to rival the strongest Atlantic storm ever recorded, a 1980 hurricane named Allen, which had a peak wind speed of 190 before it made landfall along the US Mexico border. So that's a lot. That's a lot. The small size of the Gulf of Mexico is bringing a calm atmospheric condition, but it allowed Milton to explosively intensify. The fact that the Gulf of Mexico is just like this small area, I guess, actually made it intensify
yeah,
more. You know, Historically, a lot of times those hurricanes will come off the west coast of Africa, but this one actually spun off of Mexico in that Southern America area. And it's just like whamming through Florida. I saw even there is a news update for Columbus, Ohio, like, hey, you're going to get some heavy rains because this hurricane is pretty strong. Like, it's no joke. Stay safe. And this is one of those things. This is just another tally for people who are in America to understand, whether you're white, black, whoever you are, to understand, okay, if judgment's at America's door, where should I be and what should I be doing?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say because it's right there. It's right. It's right in your front yard. So like, where should you be, and where are you gonna be? Because this is serious. Like I don't know if people know how serious this is, and it's just like, man, the Most High is really trying to warn His people and tell the land like, hey, it's time is up, time is up.
Yeah, because that blew my mind. That sentence alone, category 1 at midnight to category 5, 12 hours later
Hmm.
at noon. That's crazy. And you're gonna have those people that are like, oh my gosh, it's on what they call those things, harp and all them folks and the technology and all this. Y'all, when are humans going to understand that when you see the strongest storm of the year on planet Earth, it's not technology, it's Yah. It's the creator that's angry. I think we just dumb down society, we dumb down spirituality, we dumb down everything when we act like the most high is not vengeful and wrath filled, when we act like he's just like this little pushover God that you can just do anything with. That's not the most high. He says, I'm a man of war, I'm a warrior.
Hmm.
Like he's not playing.
When the destroyer comes, it comes and destroy.
And who made the destroyer? It's not, these things that the Most High has open with these different gates. If you don't know what I'm talking about, read the book of Enoch with these different gates that can bring wind through different areas, that can bring the decree for storms to go through. These are things that Yah made. He said, I made all these things. He said, I make good, I make evil.
Hmm.
Before a storm can ever do anything, it gets the decree from Yah.
Exactly.
There's no other gods that are doing these decrees. There's no other harp, whatever they call it. All that stuff is probably malfunctioning. And they're like, oops, we didn't do that, y'all. That was just Mother Nature, as they like to call it. It's not Mother, it's Yah. It's Yahuwah, the creator that made the entire earth. And now the earth just likes to pretend he doesn't exist. Oh, but when these types of things happen, all humanity automatically prays. Now they know how to pray to the right creator. People that would worship idols, people that would be into all different types of other religions, all of a sudden, when hurricanes and some of these tsunamis and different destructions hit, all of a sudden people are like, wait, I need to pray to Yah, God. It's like you gotta stop the games at some point. At some point, you have to just stop the games. And it's better to stop the games before destruction comes. It's better to stop before, because the way the Most High goes to war, because his arrow, his weapon, his battle axe is a hurricane. His battle axe is a tsunami. His battle axe is, I'm going to dry up all the agriculture in your land and bring on the 10 plagues. That's his battle axe. And so humanity does not stand an ounce of a chance. So it's just better to ask, to really just sit and ask, okay, if these different destructions are coming to America, because, we're not making this up. The New York Times, CNN, there is reporting now this is the worst storm to hit Earth this year. Not in Japan, not in China, hitting Florida, hitting America, back to back,
Back to back to back. Yeah. But
over and over.
yeah, and it's just so much going on. If you really not believing that the Most High is working right now, I don't know what to tell you. Like he's really like doing some things to tell people like, yeah, hey, it's me. Yeah, it's
Mm,
me.
mm.
So
It's
you,
like, how long would you rob him of the glory? I just can't stand when people are like, oh, well, it's Harpo. I bet they're doing some, they're probably changing this and then that. All these when can you just admit that it's Yah? That is my true question. When, like, it's just blatant disrespect for the one that made the entire earth and the universe. It's just blatant disrespect when we sit up as humans and just act like, oh, I didn't know that was Yah. Really? You didn't know the strongest hurricane on earth this year was Yah? Who did you think it was? So you're saying man has more power than Yah? These are just questions I have when people say these interesting things. So prayerfully, everybody's safe, and shalom, Pastor Rick Fletcher. I see you in the chat. Yeah, there's supposed to be another hurricane after this one. This was like the second one. Now there's a third one after Milton. The other one was Helen. I don't know how they're pronouncing it. So yeah, Helen, Milton. I don't know what the next one's called, but it's the third one. But it's
Bigger
interesting.
than this one.
Symbolically, from a scriptural standpoint, a second and third witness is always necessary. Kirk, thank you. And so symbolically, that's the Most High saying, by two or three witnesses, a matter is established. Judgment. So if anybody had questions on, oh, is judgment going to hit America? Y'all's like, second and third witness, yes. Back to back, second and third witness. Right during the tabernacle. Why is that? By the way, y'all want to know some other interesting news? Sweden is kicking out Nigerians and melanated folks, paying them $34,000 to hurry up and get out of their country. What do y'all think about that? See, this is huge. This is so huge because it's prophecy. Africans will be back in Africa. Now, you can choose to go back and do it in a more comfortable fashion, or you can be excruciatingly extracted from your current foreign place you're in the Western world. It's just this is prophecy. You can't. I don't know how else to say it. These things are very plain. Sweden is paying folks 34,000 US dollars, Nigerians, to go back to their country. Now, we have been telling our African brothers and sisters, our continental cousins, y'all stay in Africa. If you're tired of Nigeria, go to Ethiopia. If you're tired of Ethiopia, go to Seychelles. If you're tired of Seychelles, go to Madagascar. If you're tired of Madagascar, so go to South Africa. But the forefront and the only safe continent on earth is going to be Africa.
Yeah.
On the planet. It's the Goshen of the world. It's the only place that's safe because, you got everything popping off in the Middle East. You have everything popping off. I was looking at, I like to do a lot of research. Okay. I looked at this documentary last night. That was talking about the UK and their economy. Did anybody know this? Look, they don't even talk about this because they don't really want to get out on the news outlets. Okay. Do your research. They say the UK economy is worse off than the US economy. The UK economy has not been able to replace jobs. They were throwing melanated black folks out. These things are heating up in Western civilization. Japan, they checked in. They said they still can't have enough children. They said hopefully maybe enough tourists could come. But why would anybody want to move to Japan when they got tsunami after tsunami? But you don't hear about these insane events in Africa. You hear about regular storms, regular floods, stuff like that. But these catastrophic, no more humans living in Japan, no more people being repopulated in Italy, the worst storm on earth hitting America through the Gulf of Mexico. These are catastrophic things. These aren't just like mundane. These aren't mundane things. These are enormous things. The UK economy is crashing so badly that it has never been like that in its inception. Because think about it, the Great Britain, UK, the king and queens, monarch, they were the richest folks in the world. Now they're like, oh, our economy is below.
A kingdom is falling, like really. Like I don't be knowing what to say no more. Kingdom is falling, like for real.
It's like how many times you gotta say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's falling, and if you want to stay there, like this stuff is gonna happen right in your front yard, and then you're gonna say, "Dang, my front yard is flooded." But there's literally people telling you, like, get out of there because judgment is coming, destruction is coming. It's prophesied that it has to happen. It's gonna get worse than 2020. 2020 was pretty bad. 2021 was pretty bad with everything. And now they're coming out saying all this truth about what happened in 2020.
Mm,
It's gonna be worse than that. So if it's not the hurricanes, it's gonna be civil war. If it's not
mm,
civil war, it's gonna be Russia and China war,
mm.
Iran war,
If
North
it's not
Korea
that,
war. If it's
ooh,
not that, we already know what it is. It's just the Most High. When it comes down to it, the Most High is sick of the games. He's not playing no more. He putting his foot down. He putting his sword down. It's very simple. It's very simple. Like I hope people really understand what is happening. Like you can
yeah,
literally go through this time and be stressed and being stressed and like just it's really a choice. It's a choice. If you want to be there, okay. But if you want to get out, you can
yeah,
get out.
yeah,
And that's what we suggest. Get out. We've been saying this since we've been on YouTube. Get out, get out, get out. Go, go, go. Get out, get out, get out.
yeah. That's a fact. We've been saying that for a long time.
Like, man, I really don't you say more than me, but that's what I gotta say. I'm like, get out. It's not time to be playing around. It's not time to be dancing in the park and stuff. And I'm talking because I be seeing
Dancing in
so
the park.
it be making me upset.
Not dancing in the park.
All these trends and stuff, like all these distractions and stuff,
Mm,
and people still selling out stadiums and all this stuff, and really not paying attention as what's right in front of the United States of America that's
mm.
falling. It's falling.
They're drunk with
They
the Babylonian
exactly.
juice.
They. It's a kingdom that's falling. Like really. Um, Back in the day, what did they do to distract the people? They would do like certain sports and stuff like that. I know, like man, LeBron James and his son, they playing together. That caught my eye. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, dang, this is like, whoa. But what's really going on? What's really going on?
Oh, man.
So it's like, man, it's deeper than what it seems. All this, everything that's happening right now is for a reason because a kingdom is falling. This darkness, it's this 1,000 year reign of Satan and stuff is not. It's falling. It's falling.
It's just like, I just don't understand how people can't see these things. We say America's the best country, the smartest people, but the smartest people can't see simple symbolism right in your face. You hear something like, oh my gosh, this is the worst storm to hit Earth for the entire year. And people are like, well, it's not judgment. What was it, a coincidence? I'm just I'm just trying. I really wanted to, I just don't understand. But the reason that we have this wisdom and understanding is literally because the book of Revelations and because of second Esdras 15 and 16. We read these things years ago. We see these things. We read Isaiah 11. We read Isaiah 12. We read Isaiah 49. We read Jeremiah 50 and 51. That makes it really simple. And the book of Zephaniah and the book of Zechariah. That makes it really simple
it,
if you just take it for what it says and go with it.
it's yeah. It's really. It's the whole Bible. It kind of like. It's like it kind of repeats itself. I don't know what to say. That makes sense to me. Does that make sense to you?
It does repeat itself. If you go to Amos, if you go to Hosea, the pattern with especially the Old Testament, is that the Most High says, I'm going to judge, I'm going to judge, I'm going to send judgment. Then he says, but I'm going to bring back a remnant. But I'm going to bring back a remnant, but then I'm going to judge Edom. Then I'm going to judge Moab. Then I'm going to judge Egypt and Babylon and Sheba. And I will ransom all of these just for you. But I'm going to bring back a remnant. I won't utterly destroy you. I will bring back a small seed of you, but the rest will perish because they're drunk with Babylonian blood and
Yeah.
all the delicacies.
And I know a lot of people say like when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they spent 40 years in the wilderness. 40 years. Think about that. So think about our time now. Just all the stuff that we've been drinking. Would you say drink?
Babylonian blood.
Yeah,
Because they got
we just
aborted
been
fetuses in the drinks.
yeah, we just been drunk on that Babylon. We just been
Oh,
drunk. So it's a process that you have to get through to get undrunk. Like really.
you gotta go to rehab. You gotta
Like
go
really.
spiritual rehab.
You really gotta like, and the only way to do that is to get out of there.
Mm.
Like for real.
Mm-hmm.
And we are like living testimonies of that.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you still there. I'm pretty sure if someone, I'm pretty sure if anybody came to Africa and literally was like, "Hey, I'm staying in Africa," but ended up going back, whatever happened, they probably can tell you like, "Man, it's different in Africa." You know, I try to do my best and serve the Most High certain ways and stuff in the States, but Africa is different because you're actually cleansing yourself. You actually like pulling away from that environment. Like literally, you're gonna be a product of your environment,
Mm.
and it's just get out, just get out,
Yeah. I
just get out.
mean, we got one more article. It's really a video. We're gonna play the audio. It's it's interesting. It was a month ago. It's from the YouTube channel Truly, like Truly. And it's crazy because we keep saying this. Our community, the African American community, I'm not even going to say the Nigerian, the Ghanaian community because they're on code. You can go into Nigerian communities in America, Ghanaian communities in America, Somalian, Ethiopian communities in America, and they're going to be on code. You can go to them as an African American and they're going to treat you right and be on code. But when it comes to African American, Caribbean descendants, UK Black folks, the Western diaspora, we are not on code mostly. Some of us are, a remnant of us are, but for the vast majority, like you said, we out there in them parks doing trending dances while the hurricanes are coming through. Like we're not awake, but let's just listen to what some of the nations in America are doing. The descendants of Great Britain, the descendants of Germany, them folks, what they're doing, because this says unrest in the USA has prepared me for or let me say it like this: unrest in the USA has me preparing for civil war. Okay, so we're just gonna play this. It's crazy. It's not crazy, but that's literally the title. It has 224,000 views. And so if anyone's like, oh, civil war is not going to happen, well, evidently there's a few folks out there who think it is. But okay, let's go ahead. Year and a half worth of food for our family of 5. Come with me, spend $1,000 prepping. In the last 10 years, I probably spent $20,000 prepping. I thought you were back. It's crazy. In here is where we keep our guns.
Do you think the prospect of having to prep could be scary for your children?
All the yellows are ready. Those are the yellow sunbursts. My name is Crystal, and I'm a doomsday prepper. My husband's name is Derek, and we've been together for 15 years. We have a 12-year-old daughter, Lila, an 11-year-old daughter, Kaylee, and a 7-year-old son, Colton. You can drop them in that hole and that. When I first started learning how to grow food, it was with my grandpa. It is a way of feeling self-reliant to be able to grow what you want to eat. Prepping has been something that's been part of my life since I was a really small child. My grandma taught me how to can when I was 3 years old, and I've continued doing it for the last 33 years. All right, let me take you to my prepping room. Over here is long-term food storage. Long-term food storage is food supply that actually has a 25-year shelf life. I'm a doomsday prepper, and I prep for everything, whether the grid was to collapse and the power turns off, if there's another pandemic, civil war, civil unrest, or World War III. We always prepare for the work. Civil war, civil unrest, or World War III. I don't know. I feel like some of these communities know something that we don't know. Because a lot of Americans that are not African Americans, some of these people have Russian family members, some have German family members, some have Eastern Europe family members. Some of these folks know stuff that we don't know. The Chinese community, they may know stuff that we don't know, but our community, most of the time, we will be crabs in a barrel, acting interesting to keep it, say it in a nice way. Because I'm like, most of our people, there's a small remnant of us that prepare. And I'm not saying go out and spend $20,000. Y'all know our advice would be spend your $20,000 and travel to Africa, start your business, and then live self-sufficiently out here. That's how African people prep. We prep by going back home to our motherland. That's how we prep.
Yeah. And it's just prophesied. So if you really follow the word of the Most High, it's gonna happen. Everybody's gonna return to their homeland.
Whether you like it or not, the folks gonna be returning, whether you like it or not. Pastor Rick Fletcher said the Russian ambassador left America October 6th. That was 2 days ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Usually when that happens, y'all, that means war is imminent and an escalation. But I mean, y'all, we didn't even get on the topic of all the missiles that, who was it that shot? Iran.
It's so much going
That
on.
shot into Israel. Did y'all see those videos? But I know the folks in the back, they like, no, I can't watch CNN. I'm like, well, you might want to just tune in for 5 minutes because those missiles, that was reality. It wasn't like a fake thing.
And I saw North Korea and South Korea soldiers actually talk for the first time recently. Like they cross borders and interacting with each other.
Well, I mean, they're one people. They might as well. The only thing that was getting
But
between
before
them
this,
was America.
They was not. They was not even getting close to that border.
Oh, it's going to be a hard fall when the nations conspire as it's written in the word, where the nations literally conspire and say, you know what? We're all going to turn on Babylon at the same time. That's a hard fall. That is such a hard fall. And when you read prophecy by yourself, not in your assembly, not in your church, when you're at home, you're in your bed reading prophecy by yourself, with your spouse, with your children, you need to ask yourself, where am I supposed to be in this? Because that will be the hardest fall that's going to be on a global stage. Because remember, we're only dealing with 4% of humanity that even lives in America in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of Israelites are here in Africa. There's some in India in the forests and the islands of the sea. That's why Isaiah 11 says, if we want to be very technical, the majority of Israelites are not in America. They're just not. Read Zephaniah. This is the word. This is why it's so important to read and study for yourself, to show yourself approved, rightly dividing the scriptures and not just regurgitating what people tell you. So for us, when we, okay, if all the Bantu Israelites, they in Africa, some of them in India, maybe some of them in the Middle East, then why am I in America? So you start praying like, okay, Father, should I be here? I don't think. See, I'm looking at your word and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't think I was meant to be here, Abba. And he's like, no, daughter, you weren't. No, son, you weren't. Go on ahead. I made a way for you. Go forth. Good job. Thank you for seeing that. Thank you for seeing what I wrote for you.
And he will make a way. I know a lot of like, it just comes down to, do you believe or not? Like it's that simple. Do you believe in the Most High or not? Do you believe in His power or not? Do you believe in His word or not? If you believe, you'll go.
Facts. Because you would believe him when he said he was going to destroy Babylon in Revelations 18.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't believe, you may be like, well, America's not Babylon. Okay, well, you don't believe.
Maybe people, never mind, I'm not even going to get into that.
Where are you going to get it?
But the whole world still thinks like Israel, the people in Israel is the chosen people. So that's just a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. It's like, it's so much that has to be unfolded. There's so much that has to be unfolded. But it's like, what you can do now, before 2025, you see these storms battering, ramping up. It's going to get worse. It's already bringing destruction. This is a great time. And whenever catastrophes hit, whether it's grief, whether it's something that happens in your family, or whether it's like a event like this that's a literal hurricane, that's a good time to sit back and say, am I in the place that I am supposed to be in? Am I in the place that I've been called to be in? Is this where I need and want to be? Or is there something else out there? Because the reality of the world is it's only this recent thing in Western society where you had the idea of, okay, I'm gonna stay in the same city for, forever, and I'm never gonna go anywhere else. I'm never gonna travel. Historically, humans were nomads. Historically, humans, if they had issues in one place, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Oh, issues there. Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna inherit this land, then I might go travel over here and explore. People were nomads, especially in Africa, especially in Africa. This is why historical context is so important to pair with biblical context,
Yeah.
because you can literally see the word lived out, where you see people in these countries, they're just walking down the road with 10 and 20 cows, 30 goats, just walking
Exactly.
out, just
And
farming.
it's just a mindset thing. I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but outside of America, it's like that. The cost of living is way cheaper. I saw somebody say the cost of living. So the cost of living outside of America, I'm telling you, is so much cheaper, and you would just appreciate that in itself. Like you can literally go down the street and eat for a week and get vegetables and fruits and stuff.
Yeah.
Your chicken if you eat chicken, your beef if you eat beef, your lamb and stuff. Less than friggin' a week. What? Maybe like it just depends on the family too, because we got big families, so it's hard
Yeah.
for me to wrap my head around. Like, um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't even have to spend 25, $50.
Oh yeah, if you're one or two people, for
Yeah,
sure.
like you can make it
Absolutely.
stretch.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're
Um,
7 people. We're a whole
even
tribe.
yeah, even housing and stuff too. Even land too, depending on the country and stuff. More inland and stuff is way more cheaper. So they do certain countries. Do your research. Certain countries do have houses for sale for foreigners. They do have land for sale for foreigners. They do have programs for foreigners too.
Better programs in America.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather be somewhere in a program outside of America, a place where they trying to kill me and stuff. The environment is crazy and stuff. It's
Oh
being judged.
gosh.
I wouldn't want to buy a house in America and have to pay on it for 25 years when the place is
Mm.
trying to kill me and poison me.
No, you're not getting my money. You try and kill me and
Yeah.
my seed,
So
and
that
you
bring
kill some of my ancestors. You're not
really
getting my money.
that brings us
I'm
to
sorry. That got me. That got me started. I can rant on that topic for so long. But guys, this video is sponsored by State of the Diaspora. It is the workshop that we created in May, no, in February. So this will be like the good gosh, okay, February. So this will be the 6th edition of State of the Diaspora that takes place October 24th and 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern. We go over being a digital nomad, getting your self-employed visas, and then investing in real estate out here in Southern Africa. That is a new component we added to the 6th edition of the workshop. If you want to sign up, you can check out the link in the description. But we just took a look at a beautiful property today.
yeah.
It was like, it's really one that's seriously on our list of investment properties, because we're not looking at properties to just live in and just pay a mortgage on. Our mindset and your mindset also needs to be, let me get a property, a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, so that I can have this investment property in Africa when the USD continuously crashes. It's not going to disappear
Hmm.
overnight, but it will be some labor pains, a little struggle dipping down. So you want to go ahead, get your gold, get your property and stuff here in Africa and diversify like that. That's the easiest way to get leverage, especially as a foreigner. Because, like you said, some of these countries, they give you citizenship by investment, they
Yeah.
give you 10-year residence by
Yeah.
investment,
You like
and it's affordable
you gotta think
financing.
if you are this color and if you are this color in America, right? You just a resident. You ain't no citizen. You still 3/5. Like really.
It's a struggle.
So why not come outside of America and get your residency somewhere?
It's the same thing in America.
And let me tell you about these rates for some of these. I wish y'all were out here. I wish I could really show you. Well, we can show you behind the scenes and we can show you and say the diaspora if you're one of those 3 people that sign up. But it's like, guys,
Yeah.
these properties out here are so insanely affordable. It's not even funny. It's like zooming back to the 80s or 90s and you have an opportunity because you know how affordable property was in the 80s and 90s in America. That's what Africa's like. And it's just, it's like, it feels so good. You're like, oh, I can afford this. What? I can afford it? Huh? Really? The property
Yeah.
look like this?
And
There's a
even
pool right there? Oh, it's $600 a month just for the mortgage for my investment property? Oh, you do 90% financing? Oh,
yeah.
oh wow. Wait,
All right, you saying too
it's
much
right there in
now.
the mall? Right by the mall where my people. Oh,
Um, but yeah, guys, if
oh,
you guys are
cool.
interested in that information,
Oh
you
gosh.
can go check out members only too, because we're gonna upload a video about what we did today,
Yeah.
and you guys gonna see like the investment property
Yeah, a
that we're
tour.
talking about.
It'll be
Um,
a nice tour.
and yeah, like we give you gems, like we give you gems in state of diaspora.
Yeah.
We've been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
We made mistakes, but didn't make it again. So we want to tell people like, man, we did our research, our footwork. Put it like that. We did our footwork and our research.
Thank ya.
Like hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
to give you guys like the real deal,
But for real, thank you. I mean,
like the
I'm just
organic stuff.
so
I
thankful. I just be so thankful. Like,
Yeah.
I just open my eyes, like, my gosh, Father, yeah. Like, what? You kept your word, your promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob
Mm-hmm.
to establish your covenant with us as it is this day in Deuteronomy 8 and 11. I'll just be like, Amen, Selah, and let it be so. So,
Yeah,
y'all,
it's
that's
gonna be
just what
so.
it is.
Yeah, really. So we be,
A lot of good
I,
stuff coming out, y'all.
yeah,
If
I'm
y'all
gonna
not
be.
following Journey in underscore real estate, you should. We
Mhm.
recently partnered up with Savvy Chicks in real estate to invest in different properties in Ghana, Dubai, and bring the best of what Africa has to offer for the diaspora, affordable properties, anywhere from 50K to 150K, upwards if you want more. So,
Yeah.
there's wonderful things. And I'm so glad that we are able to be one of the remnant people that are out scoping out these opportunities and forming these strategic partnerships for our community, for the entrepreneurs who are serious. And don't count yourself out. I think too many of us, due to the trauma of racism, the trauma of Western society, and dealing with the red tape in Western society, so many
Mm-hmm.
of us will count ourselves out. And you'll be, let me break it down like this. I did a speaking engagement in 2022 on a virtual stage in Israel. And there were some Black women in the group, okay? And one of them asked, she was like, you've been in marketing for so long around people that don't look like you and you serve different clients and whatever. So have you encountered racism? Is racism like hindering you? What would you say to me? I said, sis, racism can only hinder you if you believe it can.
Mm-hmm.
I told her straight, racism don't exist for me. I don't exist on that level. If somebody try to be racist to me, it's going to go over their head because it's not possible to be racist to me. I am a citizen of Yah's kingdom. If it's for me and it can't miss me. That's a fact. So that's the mindset I want our people to have when we're coming to
Mm-hmm.
Africa. Before you count yourself out, before you say things like, oh, only white people can get apartments, only white people can invest in real estate, only white people can live in that territory. Don't do that to yourself because it's not true. The Most High may literally be giving you your life raft and then some, because Ephesians 6 says he's able to do beyond anything you can ask or comprehend. But your mindset of, oh my gosh, racism, oh my gosh, somebody's out to get me, racism, you are counting your own self out. There are people and helpers out there to assist you who have things in place waiting for you, ordained by Yah.
Yeah.
But if you count yourself out through mental racism, you have nobody to blame but you.
Really, hallelujah. It's a choice to change your mindset. Like it's simple. It's a mindset thing. Like we keep saying, it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Like really,
Yeah.
like really.
because most of our people are overqualified. I tell the people that in Black Educators Amplify, we tell our clients that in Write Your Way to Revenue, we tell Black folks in America are overly qualified. I don't care if you were in customer service at McDonald's, you're overly qualified
Yeah,
because when you
especially
come to
outside.
Africa,
Go ahead. Yeah, outside.
no, go ahead.
Especially outside of America. Like I felt the same thing. This is just me, just being vulnerable with you guys.
Yeah.
I struggle with that mindset, so that's why I always say it's a mindset thing, because I literally see it, like, for real. It's a mindset thing, and when you come outside of America, they look at you like, wow, like, whoa, like you're American and you're not a rapper.
No, I'm not a rapper. I'm not. I'm a writer. I'm not a rapper though.
Yeah,
But yeah, like you
and
are overly qualified,
yeah,
y'all.
and we got to get out the mindset of this. I know we watched the video. Was it yesterday or something? Um, they were saying, saving is not going to get you rich. Saving is not going to get you rich. Saving is not going to get you wealthy. Saving is not going to save you, right?
No.
Really, only the Most High going to save you. But investing, you got to have an investor mindset, like, really. And once you really start to realize that, your speech will change, your language will change. So
Yeah.
it's time for our people to really
Stand up.
stand up and be in those positions as government, as kingdom workers. In the kingdom, it starts from the top and it comes down.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's not going to be down here as a worker. No, if you are truly kingdom citizens, you're going to have a position to play.
Exactly. Right. Right. That's real with your faith. Like we are overly qualified as the African diaspora because you already had to work 10 times as hard. We already know in every Black household, they told you better have it together. You're going to have to work 10 times as hard to get it done. If you were in corporate America, you know that too well. I remember those days. If you were in healthcare, you know that too well, these microaggressions. So you already have this thing that's on you where you're like, okay, I got to work harder. I got to work harder. So by default, our community has a spirit of excellence and diligence about us just from that trauma that we had to endure of, okay, I'm going to have to be better than most of the people here to even be qualified to be in the room. So this is why I say you're overly qualified. So don't doubt, don't count yourself out before other people do, because most of the time those people aren't even going to count you out 9 times out of 10. And if they do, so what? Say, okay, fine, move on, go to the next one, brush it off your shoulder. Don't care about opinions, don't care about any of that. And don't count yourself out, because you need to know who you are and your identity in Yahusha as a kingdom citizen. You need to know what he placed you on this planet for. What are you here for? If you don't know, find out soon so you can get in position. So you can be the Joseph or the Danielle for your community. Who's to say that the Most High, when he sends you out, let's say he wants you to be in Namibia, okay? Let's say he wants you to go to Namibia. He wrote that in your plan of life. And he's been nudging you, trying to get you there because because it's not really about you. He wants actually to get your nieces and nephews there in the future. He wants to get a community there in the future that's going to be able to be ready to intake some of the people that are going to be fleeing from these different nations, to call back some of the African people, continental Africans who have left their homelands. But by seeing you testify and by seeing you on the continent, they're going to say, oh, that's my spark, that's my light to go home. Because we've had that happen numerous times with clients and with people that just view this channel. Africans, whether Tanzanian, South African, Namibian, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Kenyan, will see this channel and say, you know what? You sparked me to go back home. And I get humbled every time people say this, whether they're clients or whether it's just somebody that watches the channel. I'm like, great, that's the Most High working. Who's to say he doesn't want you to be an ensign to the nations? Like, okay, it's time to go. Who's to say that he doesn't want you here in position for your nieces and nephews? But our community, we don't like to think from a lineage standpoint. We don't like to think about our children's children. We don't like to think about our nieces and nephews, because we are so, as a community, the Black American population is extremely, excruciatingly selfish. It's so selfish when you won't even think of your children's children to say, let me put something in place outside of the most oppressive system on earth. That's selfish. That's selfish. You have to be real with yourself. That's selfish to say, okay, let me pass down this 9 to 5 to my child. I can't pass. Oh, snap. Can't pass that down. Let me pass down this debt to my child. Oh, snap. That's not, how's that going to look for them? Proverbs says a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his sons. A righteous man, an inheritance. The inheritance isn't just monetary, but it's also in the way you walk, your habits, everything about you. And so the inheritance can't continue to be Babylon, where Black people still have the same amount of power and wealth that they had coming out of slavery. It's 2024. That, when I learned that statistic, look it up. That is heartbreaking. That's insane. That we as a community have gotten nowhere. That we were better off in slavery. Seriously, we gotta talk about this. Why were we better off in slavery? At least men and women would get married and have children. The Black community today is turned out and twisted out into LGBT and all these folks. Baby mama here, baby daddy here. Nobody wants to stay married. That is utter destruction for a society. That's why you have to come to Africa and understand what humanity is supposed to be like, because it shows you that in real time. There's a respect for marriage institutions in Africa. There's a respect for the family institution. There's a respect for children. There's a respect for the body and healthcare, even going to the hospital, because I've given birth to 2 children in Africa and have dealt with healthcare systems in Africa. And so we're very, very, very extremely, extremely experienced in these things. And that's why we come back and report these things. Black America is in a crisis. And if you don't get up, you will be destroyed with the rest of the people that are going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And you can ignore it all you want, but look at the birth rates in America. America's not repopulating, including the Black community. Why? 1, abortion. 2, LGBT, all them folks. 3, nobody's married. Nobody wants to have children. Everybody's like, let me go do, I don't know what they be doing nowadays. You know, in the old days, people, they would get married, 19, 20, have children, everybody would be cool. Because marriage and bearing children is the whole reason you're on this planet, to be a human. You're not on this planet to work a 9 to 5 forever. You're on this planet to continue the legacy, to continue the lineage. Africa teaches you that, because African tribes understand that still. But when we were taken from our tribes, we stopped understanding that that was our whole role as humans. In Genesis, it said, be fruitful and multiply and subdue the earth. You have dominion. But we replaced that with, okay, I need only the dominion in the 9 to 5 corporate ladder, where they're going to have the microaggressions on me every 5 seconds. Why is that? That's strange. So Black America is in deep trouble. You can ignore it all you want, but reality doesn't lie. Just look out the window and look at Black America. It is an atrocity. Because you don't see that when you come out in these other African nations. You don't see that amongst Black people. You don't. There's no African police that's jumping nobody, shooting nobody in the face. They don't even bother Africans here. They'll bother some of the white people more. Belgian people, some of those people, because they have a history with different colonization. These are serious talk. These are real things that, you can be in La La Land and ignore it, but you can't ignore reality. When you wake up and see, oh, there's no more Black people left in America, then what are you going to say then? And let's be real, part of the reason our numbers have stayed like this and started to increase a little bit is because our African cousins who are coming over. America's not repopulating. That's judgment. Even in Africa, if you would go to the village and tell somebody like, hey, Japan, Italy, Spain, America, Canada, they're not able to have children anymore, they would automatically think, oh, that land must be cursed. But American, we're so far stretched from simple humanity that we can see that people are not getting married and having children, following one of the first commands that was given, and we think, oh, everything's still fine, it's perfect. I don't know what to say. I'm like, I don't know how else to put it. I'm trying to be creative here, but it's like, how can you not see it? How can you say, oh my gosh, it's fear? This is reality. It's not, you're way beyond fear mongering. We went past fear mongering in the 80s. Seriously, we're way past that now. This is reality. Look up and wake up, Jacob. Wake up. What's it going to take? But only a remnant's going to return. So it is what it is.
It's gonna take the Most High. That's just what it is. Yeah, only a remnant will understand. So yeah, like,
Yeah. Bantu Lisa's comment made me laugh. A Tanzanian doctor told me that Japan is offering African men money to help them repopulate.
It's so man, all this stuff that's happening with stuff like that. Yeah,
Stay in Africa, fam. Stay Tanzanians, y'all stay in Africa. Marry your own tribes, your own people. If you want to be exotic, go marry a South African. Don't go no further than the borders of Africa, okay? Because what's coming on this earth, you are going to want to stay in your motherland. Hence, why Sweden, the UK, France, and Belgium are kicking Africans out. You're gonna be back on in your motherland one way or another, whether by force or by choice. So you might as well choose the right option.
yeah. Choose wisely. Choose the Most High this day. Yeah, but I think that's all.
Yeah, that's all. I just had a little. I had to go on a rant because I'm not gonna re-go on
Yeah.
the rant. I could re-go on. I'm not
I
gonna
know.
re-go on it.
But we're gonna update the description after this video. I know we had some technical difficulties at the beginning, so I know we didn't put everything
Stay of the diaspora.
in the description. Even this video that we was playing,
Oh yeah,
um,
we
because
need to charge
it's
this.
time, y'all. It's time to like really know like this is serious. This is very serious, and we have to we have to be serious about our legacy
We gotta be
in the
on
next
code.
generation. So yeah, speaking of code, I remember we recently took like a boat trip, and we had like a private boat, and it was like all these like white people on this island, but the black people that was walking past me, it was cold. It was cold. I knew they was like from South Africa or Nigeria or something.
Yeah,
Um, they was looking at us like, oh wow, like you doing it. That's good. You got your private boat. Like that's good. And
yeah.
it's just cold. It's just cold.
Stay on code.
So
Stay on
it's like,
code.
man, it's great to see that.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great feeling. Even seeing more brothers and sisters, from various, like you said, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa coming here. It's great. It's like full circle. Like, okay, this
Yeah.
is where I'm supposed to be. Like, literally, this is the right place. That's how it feels.
Yep.
So, y'all,
Yeah.
check out the link in the description. There's only going to be 3 slots available for Stay of the Diaspora. We like it to be private, incubated, action takers only, because we only want folks that are on code. As y'all can tell, we're on code. We only want on code folks. So, yeah, that's that.
Follow our Instagram.
Oh yeah, and follow Journey in _real estate on Instagram. If you would like to stay in touch with the real estate markets that we are in Africa. And yeah, that's it. Stay blessed, stay safe,
You gotta be in
stay
the right
understanding.
you gotta be in the right position. You gotta know how the market moves. Put your position in, and it hits it, and then
Yeah.
You're talking about trader stuff.
Yeah.
Forex stuff.
So no, but that's real life though too.
Yeah.
That's real life too. So
Right.
just be in the right position, please. Please.
Yeah.
Because obviously America's telling you time after time what America is and who America is and how America is.
Yeah.
So you already know what's coming.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
already know that they're trying to do everything to keep you a slave.
Mm.
So you got to be in the right position and step out of that. But yeah,
Yeah. Read Isaiah 49 too. It'll bless your whole life. Okay. Your life gonna be more blessed.
hallelujah.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, guys. Peace. Be safe, please.
Yeah.